You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Goat's vagina. That thing is huge.
You said that, not me. Come on, take it away by Wicks. Let's see it! Oh, it's glorious! What? We just become best friends? Yep. Give me a hell yeah!
And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football, balls for everyone's taste. I'm Mike Fish and I'm joined as always by the man who loves to pass that gravy. It's Alex Middleton.
What's up, man? I'm good, man. How about you? You're getting ready to go on vacay. I bet you're pretty fucking set right now, aren't you?
Ready, I got the beers. I'm on vacation
He's
tomorrow.
just crushing beers already.
Oof, I'm on vacation mode. Fly out tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Now, are you dad mode yet? Like 10 a.m. flight. Are you at the airport at like 6 a.m.?
No, I'll
Okay.
probably aim to be there like 7:30 though.
Okay,
Because I don't
awful.
Because I don't know what they're like right now. Are
It's
they
true.
like,
It's uncharted territory for a lot of people, you know.
are like people going nuts with traveling? So it's going to be bad. Is there going to be less people working there for security? Is that going to be bad? So yeah, I'm going to play it safe. Although I do miss because you don't get that much in America, but in England, if you got to the airport at 7:30 in the morning, all the bars will be open and you can start drinking.
Oh, really?
I don't really have that over here, which is a shame.
They do have bars that are open. I guess just not super early in the morning, maybe.
It's not super early in the morning, so
That's
I don't know if
true.
I'm. But that's
Because
my.
I got pretty lit at some airports before.
That's what's up. Let's get flying at the airport.
Nothing better than an airport beer.
Absolutely not. It's like you're on vacation. That's the beginning of the vacation.
But sometimes you can have like a sad airport beer, like on the way back. You're waiting for your flight back. You're like, oh fuck, but you're still trying to like pound it because like you're trying to soak up as much of what you got left. But like airport beers on the way to your destination, nothing better.
I remember once it was a small airport in England. A couple of friends were going out for it was a birthday weekend. But it's a super small airport, but we were there. There was like 10 of us, and our flight got delayed by like 3 hours, which was annoying because our flight was like 2 hours. So our delay was longer than the actual flight. So we were still in the airport by the time we should have been at our destination, which was kind of annoying. But we ended up emptying their bar. They ran out of beer,
Oh wow, that's not bad.
Cap. We was proud of that one. We was so bored. We went to the store and bought some gummy bears, and we was playing poker with gummy bears. We was so bored because they were like really strict. Like once you was through security, you couldn't leave. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It was like
The only time I've ever flown first class was flying. We were supposed to fly to I think Washington, but we ended up having we got delayed because it rained for a little bit, and so me, my brother, and my girlfriend went, and like there was just a little Mexican restaurant in the terminal, so we just like hung out for like 3 hours just crushing marks, and had to like reroute, and we ended up flying to Charlotte, but we still got to sit first class, and I just passed out, and I like remember waking up when we got there, like fuck, like I didn't even enjoy being first class. I didn't get to drink with my pinky up or anything. Like, almost immediately.
Class?
It was like an upgrade.
Ooh,
My dad has a bunch of points and stuff, so he used that. We were flying up for a funeral. He was just trying to get us on short notice up there.
Yeah, it's kind of first class for a funeral. Oh.
Right. Well, he was just like that was like what was available on that flight. So he was like, okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, so you didn't even pay for it?
Right. No, he paid for it. It was tight.
That would have been even.
But then I fell asleep, so like I didn't capitalize.
But other than that, what have you been up to in the last 7 days? Did you have any fun stories? Any good weekend plans?
The Sam Houston State Bearcats won the national championship. Yeah, that's pretty sick. On Sunday, they beat South Dakota State. It was a hell of a game, 23-21. Came back at the very end and won.
Very Eli Manning-esque.
Right? Yeah, last-minute touchdown, yeah. Just like Eli on those last two, where it's like we score and then they have just enough time to throw a couple Hail Marys, do a couple hook and ladders or whatever, and you're like, please don't fuck it up. But yeah, that was it was pretty tight. First national championship in school history. So eat 'em up, cats.
Eat 'em up, cats.
Eat 'em up, cats.
Did you do anything to celebrate?
Well, I bought a cigar to smoke yesterday, but it was raining, so I didn't really have time to. I don't have. They cut down the awnings on my fucking apartment, like outside of my balcony, so I can't go and like I would have just been smoking in the rain, so I didn't do that. So I'm just gonna wait for it to not be raining.
That'd be the most saddest celebration ever. To see
it's just it just keeps going out.
Cigar.
Right.
That's all right. So weekend we had West Ham. Obviously, we've got a lot to talk about. Actually, lots to talk about, which is quite
we
nice.
do.
We got West Ham game against Brighton. We have the rumor of Arnie making a comeback to East London. Giants training camp. The what's it called? The voluntary training camp. Got a new
rookie mini camp. I guess
rookie mini camp.
What it was.
Then Giants signed their 36th running back to their squad.
We're collecting them all, dude.
Got to catch them all, like Pokemon. And then obviously we've got our final 2 games of the season. But before we jump into anything, we have to celebrate because Benrahma scored a goddamn goal. About goddamn time.
Dude, we had been saying he was due. I mean, we've been saying that for the whole season, but what a goal it was too. I was so happy for Benny. I was so happy, dude. Benny and the Jets just started playing. I was singing along with it the whole time, and I was just, like, he did it. He finally did it, and it sucked because I felt like I was like, we both came away from that game with 2 different feelings. Because you said you were just so happy after the game, and I was just like, thank fucking God that we pulled even here at least. Like, we're gonna get some points, because I was like, if we get no points against fucking Brighton, I don't know what I would have done, man. I was furious that whole game, and that was just like, okay, not only was it a goal that was pretty sick, it was from our dude Benny. So like, it was like a double goal basically. I should have counted as 2, really.
I think that they bring basketball rules into it. Yeah, if it's outside the box,
if it's like a really cool goal, yeah, it's 2.
They should have judges on the side.
Judges, yes. No, okay. If it wasn't a 30, then we're good. I thought that was a 30.
Just 1 goal it counts. Only 1 count. But no, I was happy, genuinely happy, because we've been calling it, because that's how you look smart. That's how you look like the smartest brain. Was it the brightest minds in football today, or whatever Arlo White said? Is because if every single week, if you keep saying Benrahma's going to score,
you say the same thing until it happens. Yeah,
it happens, then boom,
called it.
I mean, yes, I did technically call a hat trick. Didn't quite happen that way, but whatever. I said he was going to score a goal, and he did. Mm-hmm. But I was genuinely happy for him, because I think if we'd ended that game 1-1 and it was anyone else that scored that goal, I'd have been frustrated and annoyed because, why didn't we win it? But I was just genuinely happy to see him score a goal, because I think it's a shame it came this close to the end of the season, but I think that's going to unlock something in him.
I hope
so. See a whole new Benrahma next week.
Dude, what if that's all he needed? That's all. He just goes off this next week, and just like he scores 6 goals the final 2 games this season. We're like, all right, I'm down with that, bro. Like, let's keep going with that. Keep that energy going, dude.
Well, I mean, I guess we could keep rolling into that. Other than that, what did you think? Brighton game. Obviously, we drew 1-1.
It was frustrating, man. It was frustrating. I felt like our last couple of games, it was like Antonio was frustrating the fuck out of me the previous game. He wasn't so much this game, but there were just opportunities. I feel like that we either passed it way too much and we're trying to be too cute, trying to get like the perfect opportunity off, or we were just like not passing it enough. Like there was no perfect medium that we needed, and it felt like we just dominated the possession for the majority of the game. If we didn't have that little fuck up on defense, it's a 1-0 game, but I don't know. It was a really frustrating game to watch, man. Until like you said, like Benrahma was at the 87th minute, 84th minute, or whatever.
My computer's going 87th minute, yeah.
87th minute, yeah. So it's like right at the end of the game where like I didn't even get to enjoy like the Benny goal because I'm like, no, let's keep going. We need to score again. We need to win this. And I mean, I was convinced that we were going to win that game at that point because like when Benny scores, we just do magic. Like magic happens, and we just didn't have enough time for the magic.
For the viewers, you'll see this, but I remember because I was watching the game, and when Benrahma scored, I did the whole yes, like, and then I was carried on watching the game, and I realized after about 3 minutes after the goals, I was just still sitting there with this clenched fist. I was hoping, but here's my theory around it all, because it was frustrating against who we had. So we had Brighton game, then who did we have before that? Was it Everton?
Yeah.
And then
right? Yeah, it was Everton.
And then we beat Burnley. But I think I have this, not to do the whole GSB, not doing the backing the team and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I do think this is where finally the lack of depth in our team has better. Because one, you could tell a lot of the players just look tired as hell.
Well, yeah, and we had been saying this for a while.
But another thing, I think
finally happened.
I think West Ham have played very, very well this season, but they have their kind of routine. They have their set play, like they have their way of playing, but we've never changed it. So I think towards these last couple of games, I think the other teams have almost figured it out. So okay, if we can just block them in the final third, they've got nothing, and we got frustrated like hell against Everton, even though we dominated that game against Everton, but we lost 1-0 because we just couldn't get anything in the final third. This game, I think, was destined to finish 0-0 again, but I think maybe after they scored, maybe they kind of got cocky or let their guard down, say, hey, we're winning. And then we saw our gap and did our thing and scored. But yeah, I think we need other options to be able to change up our gameplay when the game's not going our way. We can switch it up, but I don't think right now we have any options to really change. So we just keep doing the same thing for 90 minutes and hoping
right.
Happens.
And we're so far toward, like, we're so close to the end of the season. It's like, what else are we, like, we can't really experiment right now. It's like, we just got to get it done. I think Rice coming back, obviously I don't think he was just like 100% when he was back, but like, I hopefully, he's improved by tomorrow's game. I think that will change things. Like, it was a little bit more noticeable in the midfield, just how we were able to control things with Rice there as opposed to anyone else. Mm-hmm. But it was that other third. We just can't. They can shut us down, and we can't do anything, and that is the most frustrating part of this team right now.
Because we passed it beautifully, and we were still doing our little tricks of when the ball would come to like maybe Fornals or Benrahma, and they would like chip it over and the other player, and we have that exciting midfield, but yeah, we don't have anything to finish it. And if they crowd out Antonio, then there's not really much we can do. Right. Well, I will say he had a couple of really good opportunities. I will say I'm torn of whether I was happy with Fornals this game or annoyed at him. Because I felt...
Yeah, he had his highs and lows for sure.
He had a couple of opportunities where he could have scored like a couple of goals, I think.
And I also am like, I'm sick of Antonio just getting like bodied over and over and over again. But because he's a giant, they're like, oh, okay, like we're gonna let that go. Like, he gets, like, people get so much more leeway with Antonio just because he's big. where in the box, like there's a lot of I feel like there's 2 times in the last 2 weeks where I feel like it would have been okay to give a penalty to stuff that happened to Antonio in the box, but because he's such a massive dude, like they're just like, oh well, that didn't get him. Like he should have been able to pull through that. And it's like I don't think that necessarily evens out, but those are some. I had a couple of gripes with some calls that not even in the box, but just like running down. Like there were like 2 times he got just taken down. And like if it was Suchek, it would have been a red card that we would have had to get rescinded earlier in the week. But like I don't know. I feel like I'm just a little bit bitter with all of the rescinded red cards. And then when you see shit like that happen, and it's like, no, this just happens week in and week out. We can watch it over and over again, and nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I don't expect it to change anytime soon. But talking of, I mean, is there anything else interesting you spotted in that game? Because I think it was just almost like a copy and paste. Almost to get
same West Ham team again. This is the like, dip we were really worrying about, and it's happening when we least need it.
Because I think we are definitely needing more depth. I definitely 100% need a striker, which we'll get to in a minute. Who we're looking at, but we definitely need a striker. But I think other than injuries causing a little bit of issue, I think we are extremely solid at the back. We're extremely solid in the middle. Because realistically, we didn't, other than a couple of mistakes. That's the problem. We need to be able to finish our chances because then, when we do make a little mistake and we get punished for it, suddenly we're losing games that we should be winning 1-0.
Right.
So, rumor has it. I mean, this time of year.
Do we want to talk about the Europe right now? Like, do we want to talk about that or do we?
Oh yeah. So.
Just because you and I, like, it's hard to calculate right now, but we're in with a win. We're in some form of European football with a win in our last 2 weeks, right?
Technically, not mathematically. So, because Everton, their goal difference is like 7 goals worse than us. So, technically, if West Ham... So, this is the part of the season where, I don't know if you've noticed this, when do you watch much football that isn't West Ham? You can be honest.
Sometimes, yeah. Like I watch like Premier League, yeah. If I gamble on it, yeah.
So this is definitely, I don't know if you've noticed it already, but this is definitely the time of the season every year where the buzzword is the permutations. Have you heard that? Have you noticed that?
I have not.
Here are the permutations, and then it's like, well, if these teams win this game by this many goals, and then this team draws this.
Oh yeah,
they, like do that.
So if Everton wins their next 2 games 7-0, 7-0, they could pass us.
Exactly. So yeah, if Everton get 3 more points than us and outscore their opponents or outscore us, I guess, by 8, then we would not be in Europe. But it's pretty. But basically, they're not going to do that. So, yes, 1 win.
I mean, if we win both of them, we're in for sure.
Win both, we're in definitely for at least the Europa Conference League. And I've got a little jingle for that that I believe everyone should get involved in. I put it on Twitter. I don't know if anyone saw that. But if we win both games against West Brom and Southampton and Tottenham drop any points, so if they draw 1 game and win the other, that counts, we will jump over them and finish 6th and qualify for the Europa League.
Okay.
So, but then if we lose both games, then it's shit the bedtime, get nervous. And we could finish.
For a lot of help, yeah.
We could finish very bad. Because technically we could, if we lost, like when things went super bad, I think we could even finish 10th at this point, like still mathematically, which would be a horrible way to end the season. Like, if we finish 10th, Jesus Christ! But I think we can because. Okay, so what are your hopes and dreams? Like,
obviously, that we win both games.
Win both games, obviously. But I mean, like,
that's what I'm hoping for. That would be.
Would you be? What I meant by, because obviously, yes, obviously. But obviously, what I meant by that is that would you see us qualifying for the Europa Conference League, which is the new 3rd-tier European competition, I guess, would you see that as like a disappointment, or would you just be like, "Fuck yeah, we're in Europe"?
Is the Europa Conference League like the qualifier to the Europa League?
Okay, so
I
if you win the Europa Conference League, then you automatically qualify for the Europa League the next season.
Okay.
So before they had the Champions
That's like
League,
a new thing
and
they
then-
just added, huh?
Yeah. So it used to be just Champions League and then Europa League below that. But now there's the Europa Conference League, which is the third tier, which at first it looked like this was just going to be a competition to allow the smaller countries, I guess, to have their clubs in a European competition. But the way this season's gone, it looks like a crazy season all across Europe. That we could, if we did qualify for the Europa Conference League, we could still come across some pretty tough games. Like I think Roma look like they might be going into the Europa Conference League. They're not shit. They're not bad side. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. But my only thing about it, because on the face of it,
I obviously want Europa for sure.
yeah, but on the face of it, I wouldn't be against the Conference League because, in theory, it would be the easier, quote unquote, easier size in Europe. Gets us a good run of games in Europe. Hopefully, we can win that, get a trophy, and then Europa League the next year. But my only problem is, by looking into it, doing some research, is I didn't know this, was that nobody, no team whatsoever, automatically qualifies for the Europa Conference League group stage. Best case scenario, you're in the final qualifying rounds. So we would have to play a two-legged qualifier to get into it. And as history has shown, West Ham do not do very well in European competition qualifying rounds. Because...
Well, that's old West Ham, not new West Ham.
I mean, what was it? It was that, what, 4 years ago? That we was last in the Europa League qualifiers?
That's a whole different presidential administration, dude.
All we need to do is just avoid any Romanian team.
Yeah. I mean, how difficult is that? I don't know. I don't make schedules.
You don't. They do.
Let's just win both games. Get into Europa. I think we got this. Because what happened today? I think Chelsea secured that we are not in Champions League, right?
It's now 100% impossible for us to qualify for Champions League.
Well, Leicester still wants to qualify for Champions League. They play Spurs this weekend on Sunday, right? Everybody plays Sunday, don't they?
Everyone plays Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central.
So yeah, I feel like that's gonna give Leicester one more reason that they have to go out and like play hard, and like where if
no, that's wrong. It's 4 o'clock British time. Sorry, so 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central.
Okay. But I think that gives Leicester more reason to come out and play against Spurs than it would have had they won and that already kind of secured the Champions League spot. So hopefully they fuck up Spurs, or they draw with Spurs. We win out. We beat West Brom tomorrow, and we beat Southampton on Sunday, and boom, that's Europa for us.
The only thing is, I'm a little bit worried, is that we're coming across almost like a little bit of a bogey side in West Brom, and they're still managed by Big Sam Allardyce, West Ham legend, I guess, in a way. Are you nervous at all? Because we
fucked up against Brighton. So, yeah.
So, but then there were See, this is the problem. So it looks like on paper, yeah, they're relegated, so they should be terrible. It should be an easy win. But now I guess they're almost playing without a care in the world, and they almost got a result against Liverpool. Maybe am I overthinking it? Maybe
I think that they're going to give us their best. They're going to give us their best shot, and I'm definitely nervous about it. But I think that, fuck, dude, we're gonna just go. We got to beat them. We got to beat them. We know what we got to do. Like we still can control somewhat our own destiny. If you want European football, we can do that. Like, just they know what they got to do.
Well, I just hope that Spurs do drop points, and that we can finish above them, because one of the big things Tottenham fans love to say is apparently, oh, West Ham, yeah, all they care about is Tottenham. We're their cup final and blah blah blah. But the amount of people I saw through retweets and shit like that Tottenham fans that once they went above us on goal difference, they were celebrating like it was the 4th of July. So I thought we were supposed to be the obsessed one, but they're going nuts about it. But I'm sure Gen Z's that. How was he? Did he reach out to you?
He has not said anything, so that's good.
Maybe he's calming down a little bit.
Maybe.
He's still out spending his gift card he won a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Spending that big money. But I guess we have to preview both games, so it's going to be tough. But I know we want to win both games. How do you see them playing out? So first we've got obviously West Brom tomorrow.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna win both games. Like I'm positive vibes only. Yeah, Spurs fans are just sad they want Kane.
We're gonna get to that next.
The Kane wants out. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
But I think we win both, dude. I think we know what we got to do. I think we go out there. We realize that like Brighton wasn't Everton. You can't fuck around against teams like that, even if they are already relegated. You saw the Liverpool game. I think they show up and they definitely get the win against West Brom, and I think they go into Southampton knowing like we win, we're in. And I think that's how they take care of business.
I think I'm being maybe overcautious just because I'm a West Ham fan and I can't help it. But I think Declan Rice is going to be even more fitter than he was last game. I think Benrahma, confidence to the brim now. I think I could see David Moyes starting him next game to take advantage of that maybe. But yeah, I think I would like 2 victories. I think it's going to be nervous. But ideally what we'd want to see is before our West Brom game is Everton losing against Wolves, and then we don't have to worry anymore.
It's true.
We can just enjoy the final 2 games of the season.
That'd be pretty great. When do they play?
What?
When do they play?
Oh, when do they play? They play tomorrow at 1.
Okay.
1 o'clock, I think.
That's right before us.
Against Wolves. Yeah, so we're at 3 o'clock, 3:15. So who knows? But yeah, we're going to win both games. We're going to go to Europe. Tottenham are going to shit the bed, and we're going to go to Europa League. We're calling it now.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right, before we get on to the other big news in the Premier League, we got some other big news because, wow, you're probably thinking, wow, boom, this is a great shirt you're wearing there, Mike. Well, yeah, you can still get this one. This is definitely still available for Giants fans over at merch.cbbpod.com. But we've launched 2 new shirts. Wow. One if you're a West Ham fan, one if you're a Giants fan. So we've got shirts for everyone. Who should we do first? Should we do? We
just did West Ham, so do West Ham.
West Ham first. Are you a fan of a man that just scored his first goal for the team?
I sure am.
Are you a fan of flames shooting out of onions?
Onion volcanoes, you mean? Yes.
Then this is a shirt for you. Pow! Finally, we got to drop it. This idea came from Alex. What about? I think
the beginning of the season, pretty much.
Right before, it's like this idea was in the making when we first started this podcast back in November. So we finally launched it because we finally scored a goddamn goal. Go to merch.cbbpod.com. It's an awesome shirt. Benrahma, Benihana. That's awesome. Oh, there we go. That makes it look nicer. And then, actually, let's do the Giants one in a minute. Once we talk about the Giants, we'll bring up the Giants merch. But yeah, go to merch.cbbpod.com. But before we move on to Giants, it doesn't. You might think this is not West Ham news, but it might be. In the end, Harry Kane has apparently told Tottenham that he finally wants to get the fuck out.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly, but there's apparently quite a lot of people corroborating this story.
Okay.
1, are you shocked that it's taken him this long? 2, if he does leave, which just because he wants to leave doesn't necessarily mean he will. But
True.
if he does leave, where do you think he slots in?
Probably like Man United or somewhere, right? I don't know. I feel like he's gonna have to go to like a top tier team. Like,
What's strange enough, even though, because he's definitely going to demand high wages, but what might be really
Liverpool?
weird is because everyone thinks because they've got money, you think Man City. Everyone's like, oh, Man City's going to sign him because they've got a bunch of money. But in a weird way, they could. I mean, I haven't done the numbers on this, but they could almost just save money and get Messi because Messi's free at the end of this season.
really?
Yeah, they won't have to pay Barcelona a penny. They'll just have to pay his wages. So it's like you can get Messi for free and then pay his ridiculous wages, or you can pay Harry Kane with slightly less wages, but you probably have to give Tottenham 100
A bunch, yeah.
plus million. Who would you go with? Did you go Harry Kane or Messi?
Messi. In a second.
In a way, even though it would definitely mean probably Man City, sorry, run away with the title again next year. I would be super happy to see Messi playing in the Premier League. That would be super cool.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't want him to come to the Premier League at all. Stay away, please.
Adrian. Apparently, Kane wants to stay in the Premier League, but I think PSG are after him. I think PSG are after anyone because they've got a shit ton of money. I think that would be an interesting link up if they did go like Harry Kane and Neymar. That'd be pretty cool. But
Be interesting for sure.
I mean, it'd be an easy way for him to win a title because Harry Kane playing for PSG. They win the French league anyway. They're doing a sleep.
Yeah,
So,
they've won like a million in a row, haven't they?
Something like that. Roughly, it's like, it might be maybe one or two less than a million, but it's close to that number. But I mean, it'd be an easy way to get to the Champions League. But he apparently, he wants to stay in England because I don't think he wants to learn another language. Which I just made that up, but I could see that.
I mean, it makes sense. I get that logic for sure.
Could you? I don't
like,
want.
Who else would he go to? Like, he has to go to a big club.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be like Brighton.
Burnley's not signing him.
No, so it's probably definitely going to be one of the Manchester clubs or Liverpool. Maybe Chelsea. They've got money, and their strikers are terrible.
Timo
Did you see him today? What an idiot!
got a penalty.
He got a penalty, but way he celebrated that goal where it was obviously not a goal. Dumbass. Anyway, but no, I don't think he. Maybe he still loves Tottenham too much to go to Chelsea. That'd be a bit weird. So yeah, probably going to be Manchester United or Manchester City. Do you see Tottenham letting him go though? Because I think if Tottenham lose Harry Kane, they're fucked.
But they have a lot of guys still around them, don't they?
Yeah, but like they have Son, but I think that works as a good partnership. I don't know how Son would work.
I mean, but if you
him.
sell Kane, you can have all that money. You could bring in somebody else too.
But would you argue that Harry Kane is the selling point for Tottenham? I will get to play with Harry Kane if Harry Kane's not there.
No.
why don't
Like I would rather him stay, honestly, because I think that they're not going to win shit. Fuck Tottenham. They're not going to win anything with him, anyways. So like, let him stay and just like be. It was like with Tony Romo on the Cowboys. It was like just let him stay there. They can not win continuously with him there, or
wither and die.
Like they could get rid of him and then have an opportunity to rebuild and find the next guy. I would rather them just not do anything. So stay the same.
The only main reason I brought this up was because there's word. I mean, people are talking, but anything people will be talking lots and lots and lots. But they were talking about the possibility of Man United going in for Harry Kane and possibly using Jesse Lingard to soften the blow of like, you want 120 million? Well, can we give you Lingard and 80 million?
I've seen Lingard is the new Declan Rice to Chelsea.
Oh, is he? I haven't seen that.
No, that's like when Declan Rice was rumored to go to Chelsea all the time back before what's his face got fired. That's like the new like Lingard going to somewhere else. It's like, why would we not just pay whatever they ask?
Oh yeah, because I saw. Yeah, Lingard from what I heard. I don't know why I said it that weird. From what I heard, heard through the grapevine. Bom, 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 bom. Yeah, Lingard apparently is very happy at West Ham. Wants to come to West Ham permanently.
Well, we broke it on this show last week. What color shoes did he buy his kid?
Claret and blue.
Claret and blue. Duh. So, it's not like he's got a ton of money that he can just buy shoes all the time with. He's buying these shoes for the long haul.
Then he signs with Burnley, and then we
shut up. Don't
like idiots.
Don't.
But he's not. He's coming to West Ham. 100%. Guaranteed.
I'm gonna be
locked it in.
Like, I will riot if Jesse Lingard does not sign with West. Like if we don't make it a permanent transfer. I will riot.
I think Houston's gonna be safe.
Okay. I just know. I'll be mad. Ooh, I'll be real mad.
Would you loot as well as riot?
I probably wouldn't loot, but I would riot.
That's okay.
And it may just be me running around in the streets shouting, but I would do it.
Just trying to start mosh pits in the streets.
Right.
But you know who else might be joining Jesse Lingard permanently at West Ham this summer?
I know who you're going to say. I don't think it better not happen.
Why not? Why do you not want Mr. Arnautovic back at West Ham?
Because he's a baby back bitch, dude. Fuck Marko Arnautovic. I hate Marko Arnautovic. When I became a West Ham fan, I didn't know a lot. But Marko Arnautovic was cool on FIFA, so he was my favorite player. And I liked him a lot. And then he started just being a little bitch, like wanting out. There were rumors that he was going everywhere. He wanted to go to like China so he could just make bank, despite like going to a league that nobody fucking cares about. I don't know. I thought that the way he handled it at the end, he just fucking quit, man. He just quit. He and Allaire are like the two people. Like I guess Roberto, I've never hated anybody on West Ham more than Roberto. But like Arnautovic, I loved Arnautovic, and then he just quit. And like I don't know. I'm not gonna forgive that. I can't forgive that. Unless he comes back and he scores 1 million goals, and if that's cool, like I'm fine with it. But still, like, it's gonna be a process.
The only reason I'm okay with it, I guess, is because
he was a cancer to this team.
What? No, but he wasn't though. He was.
Well, when your striker just doesn't play, yeah, that doesn't send a message to the guys like, oh hey, I'm just gonna walk around. I'm just gonna walk. It's like, dude, just fucking go to the ball, dude. Go to the ball.
Apparently, Mark Noble loves the guy and wants him to come back. So if Mark Noble loves the guy and wants him to come back, he can't be that bad. But anyway, what I was saying is because
he was very frustrating to watch.
Rumor on the street. Heard it through the grapevine. Okay, that's gonna be a new segment. Mm-hmm. Where I just read random shit I read on Twitter.
He's actually growing in grapes, so there will be a grapevine at some point.
But apparently, either him or his brother had a shit ton of gambling debts, and they were gonna get their legs broken by some mafia people or some shit. So they needed to make money, and that's why they went to China. So I was kind of in the mentality of, okay, I'm not going to be like losing sleep at night if he doesn't come back, but if he does, I'm okay with the idea. However, if he comes back and starts fucking demanding big baller China money, then I'm like, fuck that guy. Because ever since he left West Ham, he's done zero.
Yeah, I've not heard a thing about
extra any money. So the fact that I hear today, I think you sent me the tweet, was that he's willing to take a pay cut from what he was earning before at West Ham to come back. Then I'm kind of like, I mean, if he's
he used to be the big dick at West Ham, man. Like he was the guy. Now we've got guys. Like I love if it's those guys we've got. Like maybe, like obviously I would like an upgrade, but Arnautovic isn't an upgrade if you ask me.
But I haven't got a list of their names, but the other strikers that we're apparently linked with, and every single transfer window, West Ham's always apparently linked with about 16 different strikers across Europe. But out of the ones that they're all very unproven. At least with an Arnautovic, you know what you're going to get. Yes, he might be a bastard.
Eventually. Yes.
But just keep him at the casinos, and he'll be good.
It's easier said than done, dude.
But it depends on how much of a wage decrease.
I don't want to worry about a backup striker, dude. I don't want to worry about a backup striker.
But we worry about our current striker, who's not technically a striker, because he's going to get injured.
But it's not off the field shit.
It's not. But
I guess he does drive into stuff in a snowman suit sometimes, but it's got to be hard to drive as a snowman.
I would much rather that than gambling.
Yeah, that was around the holidays, so it was like, this guy's in the spirit. Oh, you.
As long as he dropped off gifts when he crashed into that house, that'd have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Nope.
I do not want Arnautovic back. Yeah, that's true. If we do have Europa League, he may need to come back. I'm still gonna call him a bitch until he proves me wrong. Prove me wrong. You're right,
Marko.
You're right, Adrian. You're right. Sign him. We need depth. Just sign everybody. If they're gonna do it, that's the only thing. I don't want that to fuck up us signing somebody good, and we bring back Arnautovic because GSB is just oh well, you guys are familiar with him. We'll get him on the cheap. That could be the big marquee signing that they think,
Well, no. Because knowing GSB, that was going to be Lingard.
Well, it's going to be Lingard, but then they're see, and we went above and beyond.
Yeah,
I don't want that's not beyond.
Lingard was going to be the big marquee signing of the summer, and they were see, we got a new player. He's awesome. Because they tried to pull that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Benrahma.
Souček is awesome, but no, when we signed Souček permanently, that was we've signed. I mean, technically we did sign him, but he was already there. Sign some new people. Come on. So, I think realistically, if we sign Lingard, and yes, obviously I prefer a newer striker that's a new toy that's gonna score us goals, but the way we've had strikers in the past, and you can look it up, we have had a lot of piss poor strikers come and go in West Ham. So I wouldn't be too sad if we re-sign Arnautovic because we know what we're going to get. He's going to score goals. He's going to be a bastard. He's going to mock other players in their faces when he scores against them. I'd be down for it. As long as it's not a case of I was on 150k, so I'd be willing to take 149k. If he's realistic about it. But I'm also excited to have him back in Moyes. Moyes won't take no shit.
That's true. I was watching the Champions, the EFL playoffs yesterday, and I think it was Barnsley was playing. I can't remember who they were playing. Brentford, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Brentford. But they had Daryl DK, and I remember he used to play for Orlando City in the MLS, and I don't know what his wages are, but he was fucking all over the place. And I know it was a league below, but he'd be something I'd be willing to throw some money at just to see see what it costs to bring him up. I don't know, he seems like he knows what he's doing. I mean, he has history because I knew his name. But it's if you're gonna get shit on the cheap, I don't know how cheap he would be, but just boom.
Well, let's try it. It depends if they get promoted or not.
It's true.
But we have history because we got Antonio from a lower league, we got Bowen from a lower league. There's others I can't. I guess technically Dawson was from a lower league.
Mm-hmm.
Benrahma. He wasn't a youngster. Benrahma. So hey, I wouldn't be against getting a striker from the Championship and bringing him in. A lot of talking, which was actually quite funny. So there was a Brentford striker called Ivan Toney, very similar name to a New York Giant, Toney.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Toney.
I thought he played very badly yesterday, so I'm not too excited about him. But whatever. So you're still thumbs down still on Arnautovic.
Do you know Adrian brought up needing him for Europa. I get
Cresswell,
it.
yes.
Depth.
Cresswell did come from Ipswich, lower leagues. Boom.
Okay. But yeah, I can't really bitch about depth and then
Oh yeah,
not want us to
if
sign somebody. But I just don't want that to be like the signing, and I'm
Right.
worried about that.
But yeah, I mean,
I've
the
been hurt
squad we
many
have right
times.
now, yeah, if we're trying to compete in Europe as well as the Premier League, we are going to fall to pieces next year. And we're going to be in a relegation battle. So we need to sign players. Even if they're just getting from League 2, just to fill the names. We need spots. Because we can't keep trying, bringing out the same 18 players every week or every 3 days. And that's it. And now
Yep.
switch. The good thing is, after he signed his contract extension a couple of years ago, I've posted it online. He's already did the "I'm back" and excited to play. So it's going to save money on that side. So the social media team don't have to do anything fancy. They can just re-release that
That'll
same
help.
video. Nice. Okay. So, Adrian in the chat. I would rather have that American kid than Arnie. Younger and probably cheaper in the long run.
Is DK American?
I mean, the American kid will consistently moving forward always be younger.
Oh
than
yeah,
Arnie,
he is.
because that's how time works.
That'd be tight.
Like
if the American kid on West Ham.
If the American kid ages 1 year, Arnie would also age 1 year, so he would also be younger still. He's not going to catch him up. I'm just being idea.
Well, but it's something to think about, though.
Oh, could you imagine if West Ham had an American striker? How much Premier League in the USA Twitter account?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. We need it for the brand.
Lose their minds, because all Pulisic has to do right now is win a throw-in, and they shoot their load.
He's on that cover of ESPN, and it's like, what did he do?
Oh my God!
He got a yellow card, and he came out in the 65th minute.
Justice for Pulisic. With a big American flag and an eagle. They love that shit.
Dude, I didn't know DK was American. I just knew that he played for Orlando City before. And that was where I remembered the name. But he was all over the fucking field for Barnsley.
I mean, if he's young and he played for Orlando, why wouldn't he be American? Whenever has an MLS team?
I don't know. Well, a lot of times,
a non-American player that wasn't 35 or older.
The Dynamo here in Houston, we've gone the cheap route for a long time, and so instead of trying to get guys that are here and develop, we just try and go to whatever we'll go to Guatemala and just get the best the better players there or whatever, or some of the guys there, and just bring them over on the cheap. The Dynamo have a bunch of Honduran, Guatemalan guys on their team. So that was that is one way to do it. I just didn't assume that everybody was American. I felt like it was a lot of guys that were working their way up, and it was just a better exposure because the MLS does have a lot of exposure. I feel lately.
Yeah, I'm just
maybe not globally.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as it was. Talking of full circle back to a conversation we was having last week. Did you see Columbus Crew is back to being Columbus Crew?
Name, yeah, they got bullied into it.
I know that's the power of this podcast. I made them feel stupid.
People were guessing when we said that, but we were right.
We went back. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Giants. Before we get into that, Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, who's going to fucking ball up this
year.
Rookie
of the year, probably.
Rookie of the year. You can show your support for him and us by checking out this sweet new My Little Tony t-shirt. You have no idea. I was annoying the shit out of Alex yesterday because I was texting him every 5 goddamn minutes about this design's almost finished. It's amazing. I can't wait. Get it out. Merch.cbbpod.com. It's in about 20 different colors. You can go nuts because I thought more colors the better because it's my little Tony. My little pony.
I think it looks cool.
It's amazing. Check it out. I have ordered a bunch of them. I'm going to be wearing them when I return from Aruba.
Aruba.
Annoying. I ordered a t-shirt from our merch store, and it's gonna arrive the day after I leave. So it's I could have taken that.
But you'll be in Aruba, so you won't even care.
I could have repped the podcast.
That's true.
Because
But you have enough other stuff you could wear.
we're already big in Chile and Australia,
Yeah.
apparently.
Apparently, people listen to
I
us
could have
there.
bumped
Yeah.
up our Aruba demographic. Got them involved.
That's what we're really going for.
That Aruba money.
When the Arubians listen to you, you know you made it.
No, you made it. All right, Giants. Do you want to talk about what we do and don't know about the new guy that we got today?
I mean, there's not too much, I feel like, with the Giants. But yeah, we signed Raquel Armstead, formerly of the Jaguars, as they say
Jaggies.
across the phone, the Jaguars, the official team of London. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're just trying to create as much competition for that spot, trying to fill the void left by Wayne Gallman behind Saquon. So like that's kind of what I think Judge is trying to do. We already signed Corey Clement, who was previously on the Eagles earlier this week. He and Kelvin Benjamin, wide receiver, that kind of has been doing tight end stuff. They were working with the rookies during minicamp, and then they signed both of them. Obviously, this is just like a training camp roster, so it's possible that none of these guys make the team. I always liked Corey Clement when he was on the Eagles. I always thought he like burned us, and it was like Corey Clement always like fucked the Giants. I felt like, so it's like I'd rather have him on our team than doing that against us. So like hopefully he is a big like fuck you to the Eagles. I also think that Kelvin Benjamin, if you can get him blocking like a tight end, like he's a receiver, he's a tall dude. He's bigger now. Like, why not have some speed at wide receiver? Maybe he can catch the fucking ball. I don't know if you realize we have some problems with that in our tight end this past year. So maybe we can maybe we can make Evan Ingram just like a guy and not a guy we have to rely on all the time. And then Kelvin Benjamin can kind of be, dare I say, like an Aaron Hernandez-esque kind of guy.
Maybe Evan
on the
Ingram
field,
could be
not
that.
off the field.
Maybe Evan Ingram could be that the water boy.
The what?
The water boy.
Yeah, anything as long as he can't fumble the ball.
Yeah. Do you think there's a little bit of? I mean, I made a joke of like we signed a 36 running back. I think we have like 7 or 8. But do you feel there's like? I mean, we got him on the cheap. I'm assuming. But do you feel that with the extra game we're playing this season, and with Saquon's history, not saying we're expecting Saquon to get injured, but they're kind of like just in case we do want more backup.
But why wouldn't you? You know, like why wouldn't you want more depth than you already have?
I mean, that's why I was kind of really sad that we didn't keep Wayne Gallman, because I think, in a weird way, he had kind of almost like a breakout year last year after Saquon.
And he went to San Francisco fairly cheap. So we have Saquon, Raquel Armstead, Devontae Booker, Gary Brightwell, Corey Clement, Taquan Mizzle, Elijah Penny, Sandro Platz-Goomer, and that is Cullen Gillespie. I know him. He's from Katy High School, but he's our fullback. But we have those guys as our like lined up at running back. I know fullback is Penny's position, and I believe we signed Brightwell. Like we drafted him, so like I think he's probably going to make the roster. I would assume Corey Clement makes our roster. It's just like, are you going to go for what running backs? Because it'd be Saquon, Clement, Brightwell.
I think you want at least 4.
Do you want to go Raquel or Devontae Booker? I don't know.
All right, because Raquel is
I think you go Raquel, but if he can play, if he can play.
But he's still pretty young, right? Because he only recently got drafted by the Jaguars, and then he obviously missed last year.
Yeah, 2 years in the league.
So I would probably go with the younger option.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see in the preseason.
I mean, I'll leave it up to Joe. I'll trust him.
He'll probably hit me up beforehand just to double check, but yeah, I think I trust him.
Yeah, and before we wrap this up, how was you pleasantly surprised when you saw the numbers of people that turned up to voluntary camp this week? Apparently Joe Judge was preparing for the worst, and then like over 40 people turn up.
I was not surprised because I think Joe Judge got guys to buy into this program. And I don't think that it's necessarily universal that if you don't show up, you don't trust, like you're not buying into the program. But I think that the guys that want to be there, like it shows me a lot that like we saw at the end of the season last year, like they wanted to fight for their teammates. They wanted to do like, it looked like they had each other's back. And I feel like sometimes that is like, you have those connections and workouts and stuff like that. So like, I think it's cool that many people showed up. I'm not surprised with the culture that Joe Judge was trying to establish.
And I don't think he's trying to anymore. I think he's done it.
Well, that's what I mean. I think like it's been a year, and I think like you're already seeing results. So hopefully we start seeing that in games next year.
I'm excited. I mean, we'll get as we get closer. But I'm excited for a good year this year. I'm excited to watch the Giants.
Better year for sure.
And maybe we'll do some, depending on what time. Maybe we'll do some watch-alongs. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Beautiful. Okay. Any final words before we wrap this up?
Sure, that's about it, man. Eat 'em up, Cats. Go Sam Houston. Congrats on your first national championship.
Come on, you Irons. Eat 'em up, Cats.
Seahorses forever.
As always. Quick promo note. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. I forgot if I did. But next week, because I am going on vacation, I'm not going to be here next Tuesday. So we was originally going to skip next week. But then Alex was like, that's like the final game of the season, right? And I was like, fuck. I didn't.
So we'll just cover that game 4 days later.
So we're going to do a special Thursday night live edition of Claret and Big Blue. So next Thursday should be at 6 o'clock Eastern as usual, but we'll confirm that the closer the date. So if you are watching live, thank you. Won't be here next Tuesday, next Thursday. If you're listening on demand on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all that good stuff, because we are on iHeartRadio.
That's exactly how it sounds.
That's how it sounds. Yes, so tune in. A new episode won't drop until, I guess, Thursday night, Friday morning for you guys. But if you are watching us live, why aren't you watching us live on YouTube, Facebook?
Come on, guys.
Thursday night next week at around 6 o'clock. So make sure you follow us at C&BB Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. cbbpod.com for all the major links. I am Mr. Mike Fish on Twitter and Instagram. He is
at Alex J. Middleton.
Pow on Instagram and Twitter. I don't know what my internet. I'm assuming they're gonna have Wi-Fi, but I don't know how much I'm gonna be on social media next week. So if you are following us on Instagram at C&BB Pod, just expect a bunch of dick joke memes from Alex because he'll be in charge, I guess.
So
next
I'm gonna
week.
be mostly doing.
So enjoy that. But until then, come on, Big Blue, and come on, you Iron.